here today with Tyler. He is a new owner of Footprints Floors. So congratulations to Tyler. Thank you so much, Tyler, for being here. Not only is this a great opportunity for us to catch up with you because it's been a couple months now, but it's also a great way for those watching to hear from other people who have gotten into franchising and what it's like and how they got here. Just to start off, do you mind telling us a little bit about your background before we met, what you were doing, where you're from, that kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. So before obviously we got involved in all this, I worked for Amazon. I was at Amazon for almost 5 years. I started right out of college as an area manager. I got promoted a few times while I was pursuing my master's. Once I hit about year four, getting to year 4.5, I just really kind of got the bug to do something different. So it just happened to be one of those random messages on LinkedIn that most of the time I think is a scam, but it ended up being a legit one this time. But they connected me and you, but
Mhm.
the message was like, "Oh, here's this awesome opportunity to do something part-time or something along those lines." And then, I answered this one, and then we started talking about, franchising, all of this. Obviously, it was a pretty long process that once we got started, just, me getting all my financials together and really identifying the right franchise. But it's felt like home since I found Footprint, so it's been awesome so far.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. And Footprints was one of the first that you looked at with us, right? I mean, they were in that kind of first round.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I think a big thing that you were open to was I'm okay leaving my position. I'm going to go and be a full-time owner operator and truly control my destiny. And I think that was a big step and a big thing to consider, but it also opened up your opportunities for a brand like Footprints that doesn't necessarily want a part-time owner in the system from the beginning, right?
Yeah, because I know initially I kind of wanted maybe just something on the side to start. So we looked at some part-time options. But just the more we kind of got into it, the more I got excited about jumping into something like that fully. And I think I said it during one of our calls, like I don't like half doing two things. I'd rather just fully do one or the other. So this is where we ended up.
We're going to put that in a big blast of quotes when you say that, because that's a magic one right there. Because it's hard to explain to people. It's hard to explain to people that, all right, you're going to have to do two things, and one of them is going to cost you six figures.
Yeah.
So how much do you want to invest of your money and then your time to make sure that that's successful? So, and now you've been in it for a couple of months, and we were just talking, and you said training's been decent. You're in the business, you're making money. I think interesting thing about Footprints, you don't have employees yet, right? Because that's a subcontractor model.
Yeah, no official employees. I do have my install crews. Um,
Okay.
so otherwise, I actually find myself getting a little lonely sometimes, just kind of driving around. But the
Okay.
the crews help give me someone to talk to while I'm at sites.
Very good. Very good. Did Footprints help you find your subs?
So they gave us tools as far as, posting Craigslist ads to find them and, questions we should ask them to make sure that they're legit and good crews, not necessarily just people who are looking to get some part-time work or something along those lines.
Okay.
There's a ton of support there. I had to actually find the crews myself, but they gave us a
Okay.
ton of support as far as how to word those conversations and how to verify.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. So talked a little bit for the audience, just kind of about the process. Because am I right? You had looked at another brand.
Before we connected, you and your fiance had looked at an escape room or something
Yeah,
way
we got
back.
pretty far in the process actually for an escape room before we just couldn't get the funding at that point in time. But yeah, I mean the process was I really enjoyed the process of finding it, just kind of because I think a lot of people when they think of franchising, they just think of like a restaurant that has a franchise or maybe places like that. But just seeing the amount of different options that are out there, like I know we looked at the one that was like a computer game place that people would come and play with computers and the dog training and there's a property management one that we looked at.
Yeah.
So just a bunch of different options before we finally settled on, and thankfully we settled on Footprints.
Aw, that's so good. It's
That's
your
awesome. I think it's important to get out there, right? That it's what's good for you isn't necessarily good for your neighbor or even your brother, right? It has to fit what you're looking for in a business and how you want your day to look,
Yeah.
So I think thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
And for me, I enjoy too because not for nothing. When I was with Amazon, I talked to like the same probably 20 people every day for
Mhm.
4 years, 4.5 years. So it's nice, even even the companies I didn't, or the franchise I didn't go with, just having those conversations, kind of looking at some different perspectives and backgrounds of where they came from, and seeing how other people operate and other business owners operate.
And it took you a couple months, right? I mean, it wasn't like
Yeah.
you just went marching forward. It was do your due diligence, take your time, get into discovery, have calls with us. Because you had looked at the escape room without a consultant, right?
Yeah.
Found that one direct. Did you find the consultant experience to be helpful in now that you kind of were looking at multiple brands and also just different industries that you didn't know were out there?
Yeah, definitely. Because I think we're definitely grateful that the escape room thing didn't work out. Not that I necessarily think it would have been a failure, but it would have been much tougher for us to have immediate success compared to kind of what they tell you through the process. Like, obviously they want to sell you the franchise as much as you want to have the franchise, but having this system in place kind of let us check those balances, in these calls and in these meetings, rather than, if I just went to Footprints myself, I'm sure they would tell me not only good things, but like 90% of it would be good things compared to this. Now we can maybe balance it out to 50-50. Like, what are the real risks involved? What are the real benefits involved? What's it actually going to look like once I'm in there?
Okay, good. That's good to hear. So any chance you still have your confetti that we sent you?
The mug,
Wow,
too.
look at there. That's awesome. I was thinking, I don't know if he's gonna have it. All right, so we're gonna congratulations. So happy for you. I think it's just such a good story when it's someone that, to me, you're young and you're just getting started in this probably, I mean, my gut just says this might not be your last business. It's a first one and it's gonna be a success, but I feel like 5-6 years, you might be like, okay, Susie, what else you got? Let's diversify this portfolio a little bit,
Yeah,
so.
it's definitely in the long-term plans. And it's nice too. I'm not the youngest to ever launch, but right now I am the youngest owner in the Footprints pipeline.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that. Congratulations. And you're still fiance. You haven't got married yet, right?
No, next year.
Okay. Okay. Make sure we get it right. All right. Let's go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Anything?
No.
Oh, no. His work. Here, my work. Anything, Cease?
I think I'm twisting it.
Yes.
Did you get it?
Yeah, it went that way.
Oh, no. That's right. Like this.
Perfect.
There we go. Very perfect. Tyler, anything else, any advice that you would give to someone where I'm going to say possibly just even considering looking at a business, any advice that you would give to them about at least what you learned in the process, even if at the end you wouldn't have gone with the franchise, which obviously we're glad you did. But, I think it's important for people that we work with to know that real guys, real people actually end up buying these businesses. But
Yeah.
you're a young guy, left at corporate. What kind of advice would you give at this point?
I don't remember if I said it to you guys or if I said the Footprints, but the biggest thing I think that's helped me from getting started to getting where I am now is keeping an open mind and just really being coachable. Like, Footprints has all of these resources for us and all these action plans, all these things that help us. But if I didn't accept that, maybe when I first started, I wasn't good at sales, or when I first started, I wasn't good at these things, I didn't want to make myself better, I'd struggle a lot more than I am now. And even throughout this process, like, if I would have went in with, I want to launch a McDonald's store, and that's all I want to do is get a McDonald's, you'd never even find the other opportunities that are out there. So for me, it's just, keeping an open mind to not just Footprints, but, even moving forward, like other things going on out there, and just being coachable. Like, I'm definitely not a perfect person. I'm definitely not a perfect flooring professional. A ton of things I still have left to learn, and I'm excited to learn them.
That's awesome. That's really good advice, Tyler. We will be in touch. We'll usually check in once a quarter, a couple times a year. How are you doing? What's going on? What's the good, bad, the ugly out there? Thank you so much. Thanks for trusting us and trusting the process.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.